So hi everyone, welcome to my webinar. My name is Elena Semenek and this is Psychology of Happiness, where happiness is the purpose of life. And today we're gonna talk about manipulations. We're gonna discuss manipulators' secrets, and today's webinar is extremely important for anybody who wants to learn how to spot a manipulation, how not to fall for manipulator's trap, and how to answer to a manipulation. This is a valuable knowledge that you won't find anywhere else. I can give you like 100% guarantee, because when I was working on this presentation, I was going over several different books and lectures, and I basically combined this presentation from small pieces. So enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions during the presentation. Just write them in chat. And today we're going to discuss all the theory. At the end of this webinar, I'm going to invite you to take the next step, to join me for a 4-week online workshop, which is called My Life, My Rules. And today I will tell you all the theory about the manipulations. And if you would like to go and take the next step, you can do it, and you can go and do actually practical exercises to practice your knowledge, to challenge yourself, so you can be the boss of your own life and you can live your life by your own rules. So please let me know where you are from. Say hi in chat, don't be shy. I am from Russia originally. I came to the United States about 13 years ago. Currently I live in Los Angeles, California. So please let me know where you are from and why are you here. If you're here, then you're supposed to be here. So something brought you here. Everything happens for a reason. So please share why are you interested in this specific topic. Based on your comments, I can modify my presentation and make it even more effective, more useful for you. So before we're gonna start, if you came to this webinar by clicking the link on social media, maybe your friend told you about this webinar. So if you did not receive my invitation by email, then please right now check the link below this video, and this link called sign up for free online webinars, and click this link, fill out a short form, your name, your city and your email, and click subscribe. So you won't miss anything in the future, because usually I organize 1, 2, sometimes 3 free webinars per month, and it's absolutely free. This is for you to work on your self-awareness, to work on your self-knowledge, self-development, personal growth. So please subscribe on my website and you will receive all my future webinars. I'm Elena Semenek. My name is E-L-E-N-A, Elena, and I'm a psychologist and a life coach. I am the founder of Psychology of Happiness, where happiness is the purpose of life. I believe that everybody deserves happiness, and we are here on this planet Earth because we want to be happy. And for one person, it might be a meaningful relationship. For another person, it might be career and success and social status at his job or in his business. For another person, it might be health. And no matter what happiness means to you, I'm here to share my knowledge with you, and I do free webinars on self-esteem. Last time we spoke about psychological maturity, emotional maturity in relationship. The webinar before was about 7 steps how to become successful in life. So all kind of topics. If you did not see them, please click the link below this video. All the links are there. And I graduated as a social and political psychology from the Ural State University in Russia in 2004, and I received my bachelor degree in psychology. I specialize in childhood trauma and marriage counseling and all type of addiction, including weight problems, smoking, alcohol, video games, and I also specialize in romantic relationship and couple counseling. So if you would like to find your soulmate and something is not working for you, please let me know and I will be happy to help you. Okay, so let's start the webinar. And I would like to start the webinar by saying that there are two groups of people. And the first group is manipulators, and the second one are those who are getting manipulated. And those roles can be switched based on the environment, based on the situation, at home, at work, at a friend's house, at the restaurants, etc. Those roles can be switched. The roles can be switched based on the person with whom are you talking to. For example, when a mother is talking to a child, she might use manipulation to make her child to do what she wants. She may say something like, if you're not gonna listen to me, you're not gonna watch TV. If you're not gonna do your homework, you're not gonna go to your cousin's house for a play day. So a mother can use those manipulations basically to make a child to do what she wants. A child can also manipulate his parents by using emotions. He can cry, he can scream, especially little kids. And those roles, who is the parent and who is the child, who is a manipulator and manipulator, the person who gets manipulated can switch. And let me show you the picture that I found online when I was preparing this presentation for you. So children often can take roles of parents, and parents become kids. And when kids grow up, parents often wants to give them that role. They want to be babies. They want their kids to take care of them. And I'm talking about parents who are not old and disabled. I'm talking about normal people who are in their 60s and 70s, even 50s, and they often like to act as children. They like to call their adult children when they need help, for attention, for support, or just because they are bored. So please let me know in chat if you can relate to this, if you can remember situations when your parents acted as little kids. And there are two different types of manipulations: subconscious and conscious manipulations. In most cases, our parents, our friends, our spouses, and our children are using subconscious manipulation. They don't know that they do it. The other type of manipulation that are conscious, for example, when brands are trying to convince us to purchase their products. Right now is a holiday season, and we can see how big brands manipulate us to purchase their product. And this type of manipulation is called marketing. And this type of manipulation is intentional and carefully planned. So today we're not going to talk about big brands. Today we're going to talk about subconscious or semi-conscious manipulations that we face every day at work, at home, with our friends and family, with our co-workers, and even with people on the street. So the goal of today's webinar is to teach you how to recognize manipulations so you won't feel shame, guilt, or any other negative feelings when you say no to your mother, when you say no to your dad, when you say no to your sister or to your best friend, or even to your child. So the goal of today's workshop is for you to be aware of manipulations and to learn how you can reply to manipulations. And of course, you will also notice when you manipulate others, because we all use manipulations, and in 90% of situations we don't realize it. So we try to manipulate people to get what we want, and they try to manipulate us to get what they want, and at the end somebody wins. So if you don't want to fall victim to manipulation and want to understand the actions and other people's behavior and want to understand yourself better, then you came to the right place at the right time. And I would like to start with the term which is called assertive behavior. Assertive behavior is an honest and confident expression of your feelings, thoughts, and desires to another person, while showing respect for his feelings, thoughts, rights, and desires. So assertive behavior is like an ideal way how people should communicate to each other. But we do not live in an ideal, in a perfect world. We are not perfect and other people are not perfect. So we basically we violate, it's maybe not the right word, but this assertive behavior is something that we know, but we don't usually act assertive towards other people. So let's discuss 10 ways, so 10 manipulators' secrets, basically how people manipulate each other, how they break down this assertiveness towards other people. And the first manipulator's secret is a manipulator will interrupt you when you are speaking, especially at the beginning of your conversation. When you share your opinion and when you speak about your desires, the best way to confuse you is to interrupt you, because the manipulator wants you to forget what you were saying. He wants you to forget your opinion, your words, your desire, so he can manipulate you and make you do what he wants. So think about it. Do you have such people in your life? Maybe you can remember a situation, maybe a specific situation, when somebody interrupted you. Somebody did not let you finish what you were saying. Somebody who tried to jump ahead of you. Perhaps you can remember even a situation when you were trying to interrupt somebody. So if you remember that situation, try to connect to your feelings and remember why did you do that, because this is very important. When people try to interrupt others, they usually do it because they completely disagree with your opinion. So they try to stop you at the beginning. And if you want to improve your manipulation skills, then lesson number 1, you should interrupt people at the beginning of their conversation. And usually manipulators do it in a nice way. You can hear words like this. Before you can start explaining your idea, let me just add something here. Or, sorry for interrupt, but let me just add some information. So, and when they start saying something, they can switch subject and they start basically proving their idea, ignoring yours. So if you don't want to fall into this manipulation, then you should not allow people to interrupt you. And you also can do it in a nice way. So if a manipulator stops you saying something like, before you start, let me please add something here, you can say, I would really appreciate it if you could let me finish first, and then you can share your opinion with us. So just by learning this simple phrase, you can stop falling into this manipulation. I would really appreciate it if you could let me finish first, And then you can share your opinion with us. You can modify this phrase, but the idea is to be respectful towards a manipulator and not to allow a manipulator to interrupt you. Okay, so next secret. A manipulator will try to impose his idea on you. A manipulator will use feelings of shame, guilt, or even feelings of love to impose his ideas on you. For example, a person might say, I really worry about you being stressed for the last few months at work. I don't think that you should take this new position. It looks like this person really cares about you. But if a month later you realize that this person, your co-worker, got your promotion instead of you, then you know that this was not care, that was manipulation. So another example, parents often use feelings of guilt to convince their children to study a specific major at the university. When you hear words like, what would your father say if he knew that you had decided not to follow this promising career path? So this is manipulation. Another example, a manipulator can use authority and scare tactics. For example, at work, a co-worker can say to you something like this: the last time that a person decided to discuss his idea with boss, he was fired. So I don't recommend you to talk to boss about any new ideas that you have. So this is how a person uses scare tactics and authority figures. So you don't have to talk to boss because he will fire you. So in reality, this co-worker does not want you to be the smart one, does not want your boss to love you more. In reality, he worries about his own position, and he does not want your boss to notice you. So he wants basically to pull you down, and so you're gonna be equal. And later he will use maybe your ideas to talk to boss and to promote himself. Another example of authority tactics. A mother can say to a child something like this: if you don't stop crying immediately, I'm going to tell your father about your bad behavior and he will punish you when he comes back home. So this mother is trying to use authority figure and scare the child. In reality, this mother, she feels hopeless. She does not know how to communicate with the child. The child is not listening, and she is lost. And this type of manipulation, not really a bad one, because in this example, a mother kind of shows her child that father is a leader, that his father is a strong man and he has a power. She said, I will tell your father and he will come back and punish you. So she basically shows the child that father is a god and strong and powerful. Maybe it's not the best way to do it, but in a way she still kind of shows superiority and respect towards her husband. So if you don't want to fall into this second type of manipulation, you should pay attention when people use feelings of guilt, shame, or even love to convince you to do something that you want, or when people use authority figures or scare tactics. Okay, number 3. A manipulator will make decisions for you. So usually people will say something like this: or I'm sorry, I thought this was what you wanted. Or they can say something like this: I'm sure that you told me that this is exactly what you want. I'm sure you said it. So people can blame you for their decisions, and instead of taking responsibility for their decisions, they will take on a victim's role and they will blame you for that. So they might say something like this: you should say thank you and appreciate what I did for you. This is what you wanted. This is what you told me. So they will try to blame you and kind of ask for appreciation of what they are doing, even though that you did not ask them to do it. This is the manipulator's tactics. So again, if you don't want to fall into this manipulation, you should tell a person that you do not appreciate his actions. You do not appreciate his help because you did not ask for it. So do not fall into this shame and blame game, or do not fall into this "I did it because I love you" game. There are all manipulations. And the person might not even realize it. If the person realizes and does it on purpose, then you should distance yourself from this person and never talk to this person again. So I'm talking about situations when people don't realize that they are trying to manipulate you. And usually those people are your close friends or your family members. So you cannot just distance yourself and ignore those people for the rest of your life. If this is somebody that you don't really know, like a stranger, or if this is a person, your co-worker, that you don't interact even at work often, so then yes, you can distance yourself and don't talk to this person. So let's discuss an example of what can you do when this person is your family member or your close friend or your child. Let me tell you example with my mom, the story with my mom. So my mom loves to help without being asked. My mom likes to do a lot of things out of love, out of her big kind heart. And then she becomes upset when people don't appreciate it. So she might do something nice for me, but if I don't appreciate it, she will get upset. And this is her way to show love. And she does not realize that she is trying to manipulate me out of her love. So why people do that? People do that because they want to get attention. They want to be heroes. They want to receive appreciation of their work. So basically they want to tell their friends about what they did, and they want to brag. So in order to receive attention, in order to receive affection, our spouses, our children, our parents, our friends, they can do this type of manipulation. So people use manipulation in order to feel good. Usually manipulators don't get enough love and appreciation in their life, so they have to do this because they don't know how else they can receive it. But at the same time, it does not mean that you should struggle. Even if you know that they do it out of love, because they want, not because they love you, they might love you, but they do it because they want to feel special. So they do it for themselves, not really for you. And when you understand this and you realize that this person did not get enough love and attention, it still does not mean that you should struggle. So you can reply something like this to this type of manipulation. You can say, like, for example, Mom, I really appreciate it if you ask me first the next time. I really value and appreciate your desire to help. So you tell the person that you value the desire to help and you appreciate it, but please ask me first the next time. Would you please do this for me? And when you tell a manipulator that you appreciate his desire to help, her desire to help, in most cases, this person will ask you next time, because this person will know that you will give him even more appreciation. And then he can actually, tell everybody proudly about what he or she did. So this way, a person will feel valued and appreciated. And it's a big chance that he or she will ask you next time. Okay, the next manipulator's secrets. A manipulator will use or abuse friendships for his own benefits. A manipulator can use your friendship to get what he wants. For example, a manipulator can ask to borrow money from you. And of course, true friends of yours can also end up in a situation where they need money. But the way a true friend would ask it and a manipulator would ask it is different. A true friend would explain to you the reason why he needs money, and he will give you the exact day when he's planning to repay it. A manipulator will complain about the situation and evoke pity. He will not give you any specific day when he is planning to repay you money. He will say something like this: I will return it as soon as I can, as soon as possible. I will try to return it soon. Or he might say, I will return it as soon as I sell my car, sell my phone, as soon as I get my next salary. And he might create thousands of events when he is planning to return you money, but he will not give you the exact date. So let me know in chat if you know those people, if you ever been in this type of situation when you lend your friend money and you had to remind him about paying you back. So the manipulator will base his time when he's going to return the money on a specific event, and this specific event might never occur. And even if it occurs, something else would happen. Somebody or something else will stop him from paying the money back. So once again, he will blame somebody else and he will try to make you feel pity for him. So a manipulator will use words like this: I have known you forever. I know that I can trust you. Or I have known you forever. You know that you can trust me. I have known you since childhood. Therefore, I can ask you this favor. I know that you won't tell no to me. Or a person can say something like this: you are one of the people, of the few people that I can rely on. So a manipulator will try to make you feel so special so you can say no. And going back to money example, a true friend would be okay if you give him a note saying that he had borrowed money from you. But if you ask a manipulator to do this, he will accuse you of not trusting friends. So he will put shame on you, he will put guilt on you for asking for something like this. So when you're talking to your friends, pay attention to how they ask for help. This is how to avoid this type of manipulation. Just be aware of what your friends are saying to you. Are they honest and straightforward with you? Or do they use nice words, feelings of pity, or even make you feel bad when you say no? A good friend would understand the word no. He will be okay with your no, and he will continue being your friend. A fake friend would create drama, use feelings of guilt, put shame on you. He would say like, how could you do this? I always thought that we are best friends, that we are good friends. So he will create this dramatic scene in order to make you to do what he wants. Let's move on. The next step. Number 5. A manipulator will create drama to attract people's attention. An experienced manipulator knows that emotions are his tools. So therefore, instead of using logic and explaining to people what he or she wants, a manipulator will use emotions. And this usually is a female tactics. So if you don't agree with her, she will get upset, she will get angry, and she might even call you names. She will try to blame you for her mood. So a manipulator might cry suddenly, but she will avoid eye contact because she knows subconsciously that our body language never lies. And she might be a good actor, but people can still spot her manipulations. So she will hide her face to avoid eye contact. And this type of manipulation is what I called semi-conscious. So usually those women, they know that they manipulated, but they are so used to this game, so it's like a part of their life. They know it, and that's why they hide their face, but they're playing this game for years. Usually kids use this type of manipulation when they can cry, but you know that they're faking it. So this is kind of the same. So a person who uses emotions to manipulate others often does it semi-consciously. And although for kids it's kind of normal, this is the way how they learn different types of communications, and when your child is trying to manipulate you, you should stop this type of behavior. So your child will not grow up and manipulate other people, because if your daughter will do this, if your daughter will learn this game, it's gonna be it's not gonna make her happy, because she will have to live in a constant lie, and she will not be able to create loving, caring, honest, close relationship with other people. So, but still, for kids, it's kind of normal. This is the way how they learn what is good and what is bad in life. But for adults, it's not really normal. So even if a person does not realize that she uses manipulation, it does not mean that you should allow her to do it. So if you won't allow to do it with you, at first, this person will try harder. And it's gonna be even more drama. And she will put all her acting skills to show you that it's a real emotions and she really feels bad. In order for you to feel guilt, she will increase her emotions. But if you won't allow her to do it, and if you will not react into her manipulations, she will probably find another victim. She will distance herself from you. And she might ignore your calls, texts, or even any conversations. And if this person is your close friend, or maybe if she is your girlfriend, then you might think that you don't want to lose this person, you don't want to lose your relationship. And unfortunately, she is the one who is using and abusing your friendship. So she is the one who is not allowing your friendship to grow into meaningful relationship. So when you say no to such person, when you're not gonna fall into this type of manipulation, you will give her and yourself an opportunity to create a healthy relationship where both of you are equal. So often, because we are afraid to lose our close friend, to lose the relationship, romantic relationship, we are willing to basically to sacrifice ourselves. But the more we sacrifice, the more toxic those relationship becomes. Okay, next step. Number 6, a manipulator will blame you, point out your mistakes, and ignore your feelings. And this is very important. A lot of times we don't notice this type of manipulation. So all people make mistakes, and when we make mistakes, we feel bad. So when we feel bad, our emotions are already low, and for manipulator, it's very easy to come into the picture and make us do whatever they want. Here you should understand that we all make mistakes, and this is how we learn, and this is how we grow. We grow from our own mistakes. So when your friend or your co-worker or your family member, your husband, your wife, hears about your mistake, usually in a healthy relationship, they will try to encourage you, they will try to support you, they will try to make you feel better. But this is not the case with a manipulator. The best way to control a person is to use emotions. We already discussed it. So another best way to control a person is to use superiority. And manipulator will try to put you down. Instead of supporting you, he will point out on your mistake, and he will exaggerate it as well. Instead of supporting you in this difficult situation, he will ignore your feelings, and you will feel even worse. Then this manipulation has two steps. The first step, he will make you feel worse. Then he will put himself above you and becomes a god or a higher power. And when he brings himself up, he will switch, like immediately he will switch into a soft, kind, understanding mode. And he will do it quickly. So at the first moment, this person is kind of pointing out your mistakes, he's blaming you, he can say, how could you do this? Oh my God, this is so stupid. Like, why did you even say this? Why did you do? And then it's like, okay, let's figure out what we can do in this situation. Let me help you. So a manipulator will switch quickly and becomes a loving, caring person. And he will offer you his support, his understanding, but there is always a but with a manipulator. But in order for him to give you his support, in order for him to help you, you should follow his rules. So he will say, okay, let's come down, let me help you. You already did a lot. So you definitely don't know what to do. So let me tell you what you should do. Let's think about it. And he will tell you exactly what he wants you to do. So this way, a manipulator creates a dependent relationship. And a woman can become dependent on her husband's decision. An adult child can become dependent on his parents' opinion, and I have such friends. They're not young kids anymore, but they depend on their parents' opinion, on their parents' approval. A grown-up person can become dependent on his friend's approval. A woman can always call her friend in order to get her approval before she does something. And a healthy relationship are when both people have an equal position, even if they have different opinion. Remember, we spoke about assertive behavior, ability to express your own feelings, opinions, desires openly and honestly, while respecting opinion, desires, rules, ideas of other person. So this is healthy relationship. Healthy relationship is when two people are equal, and even if they have different opinions. So both opinions are important. And if one person cannot make a decision without the approval of the other person, then I recommend you to look closer. It might be a dependent relationship. The longer you stay in those relationships, the harder it will be to recover, the more toxic they will become. So this relationship is detrimental to your self-esteem and to your self-confidence. A manipulator will always enable his victim. He has power over you, and the more power he has over you, the easier it for him to use you. So if what I am saying is resonate with you, please let me know in chat. You can ask your questions in chat right now. You can ask them under the video if you're gonna watch this webinar later. But if what I'm saying is resonates with you, and even if you need my help to understand your situation, even if you're not sure if your relationship are dependent or toxic or not, because when you are in this manipulation game, it's very hard sometimes to realize that this is a dependent relationship. So I'm here to help you. Please don't hesitate to contact me, and all the links is below this video. If you need my help, let me know. Okay, let's move on to the next point. The next step, number 7, a manipulator will avoid any inconvenience to oneself. So a manipulator will cause harm and or inconvenience to other people in order to avoid any inconvenience to oneself. And we can't always get what we want in life. Yeah, and you probably know this song. You can't always get what you want, right? So sometimes you have to wait. Sometimes we have to compromise. And often we have to leave our comfort zone to achieve our goals. But this is not the case for manipulators. This is not true for manipulators. A manipulator will do everything to avoid any inconvenience or discomfort to himself. So if a manipulator decides to tolerate discomfort, he will do it only because later he will be able to use it for his new manipulation. So a manipulator likes phrases like this: just because I love you, I made this dinner for you. Just